Okay, we're live now, I think. Yeah, it's telling that we're live now. Okay, good. Let's see. Alright, so last time, I did fix this. I want to show you guys this now. If we can look at this over here. I did fix this. As you can see, it renders the triangle how it should render. Originally I just replaced a bunch of code, but in the end I just took everything from bytes.h and put it into my cubic.cpp file and replaced everything. I have a backup of it. It's called cubic2.cpp. It just contains the backup, that's all it is. So, yeah. Anyways, now it's time we get some ImGUI stuff. I think. So, let me go up to the GUI stuff that we have here. Did we remember to initialize ImGUI? Okay. So first of all, I got ImGUI. Did we initialize the ImGUI? Okay, here we go. We initialized ImGUI here. We should include this part. And then here we should, if I'm not wrong, we should, go after we've done anything we would preferably want to after the color here. ImGUI, let's just do it here. I want to call GUI-new frame, and that will handle that. So now we can do whatever we want with the GUI, really. After we've rendered the triangle, we want to render and the first thing that we want to do is render some windows and stuff. So yeah, we want a place where we can have a window and so on. I assume the easiest way would just be to find a way to create a window. So let's see. Really? So we have to do it like this, don't we? I'm just gonna drag the ImGUI stuff down here instead down here, so it's a bit easier to manage things here. But so what we're meant to do is that we're meant to call the window. So I assume that we should probably have like a class that creates windows, or else a class. And it doesn't need to inherit from the GUI specifically. What I wanted to do is that I wanted to create a window. So let's see if actually we already have a window. GUI window. And let's create a GUI window like this. So we want its name wet. So one day, like what? I don't know what GUI begin takes, so I'm gonna go check that. There's actually no way to create windows like that. Begin. What arguments does this take? There's like some kind of name. Alright. So we need a const char name basically. Type name. I assume this allows you to append to it and edit it multiple times. It is like you couldn't just destroy it and create a new window, but then destroy it. But the main thing that I'm interested in is window GUI. So up here, after, and yes, I had to re-add all of the comments and redo all of this, so it took a long. It did take a huge amount of time. It took like 10 minutes, but still. GUI window. And of course const char name, and all it should do is that it should call it GUI begin. That's it. That's all I really care about here. It should have a method for destroying itself once we're done appending stuff to it. So like once we're done using it, we should have a GUI window and something like that. That should be called over here. GUI window and why is this not valid? With the fucking code, man. I have to make sure this first tab is void. Right. And it should just go to GUI and that's it. And that should be it. I don't know if it's possible to the answer isn't fair, you can do it. Whoa, that's just slow. It's rendering it in dark mode. It's not looking so good. Oh, it only has dark mode by default. Alright, so you know what? I can't find much about it. We'll figure out something. But for the time being, let's just create a GUI window. Let's go GUI window. GUI window. And let's set it equal to GUI window. Let's give it the name A. Window. And let's call it A. Then afterwards, let's go GUI dot GUI window and why is this not working? Why is it inaccessible? It's a void. Oh, we gotta make this public. That's why. Fuck. There we go. Works now. Let's see, does it build the actual thing? No, that's the main question. Oh no. What was the issue? Do we need to call Windows one new frame? So I assume we need to go back into here and we need to call window or something here as well. GUI-window. As after this we're gonna render a bunch of code. What the fuck is that one with it? Oh no, there's something wrong with the C++ files. It doesn't look like there's any errors. Okay, there's 3 warnings. I assume this causes problems for it. So yeah. We will try to do something really quickly. Oh, we never called end frame. Do we need to call windows separately? Can we look at the let's go back to our ImGUI. It has an example on it, a demo that we can look at, so we can figure out how to do this properly. Okay, how long is this thing? Okay, this is too long. Sorry about the file for this. This leads to the back ends. Let's go back to here. Okay. So once we're done with this, we have to go and destroy things. So to do this, we'll need to create a new function. Instead of GUI, we'll go static void terminate. We need to terminate. Actually, we should create it elsewhere. Let's go down to cubic. It's down here. Instead, let's go void terminate ImGUI. Let's go inside here. GUI. And all it's gonna do is that it's gonna call these three things. That's it. That's all it's gonna do. Continue. And we're good now. So yeah. So windows should be separate. So we'll need another function in the GUI application for render. But let's go up here. Let's go void render. And then let's go up here. So instead of calling render here, we can just call void GUI render. And what we'll do is that we'll call ImGUI render. We'll call this function right here. That'll be it. That will be all that we'll be doing here. I think that's it, right? So, yeah. So if things are used correctly, we should afterwards choose a new. Should afterwards choose pure window to deal with this. And that's it. So there's ImGUI. Afterwards, we need to render stuff. And then we end the window. So there's no layout where we need to specify when we end the actual ImGUI. Okay. I don't know. There's an end frame. So in this case, what will this be? Anyway, in the call. Oh, okay. After end game or all vendors. So both of them will do that. What? Alright, there we go. We got a window. We didn't specify a size, but I assume that's possible to change, right? So yeah, it works now. We didn't even need to use the issues, the loader that it has for some reason. Not sure why, but it works, so it's good enough for us. ImGUI. So how do we set the size? But as for making it, setting its size, the window function should do that. Begin. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, we can use set next window size. This is so confusing. But if I call it, set window size, will this work? in vec2. And I'm assuming in vec2 will require a float. So let's just say no, p550. Not good enough. Let's try this. That did seem to make it bigger, so it seems to be working. Okay, so we'll call this function as well. We'll have its position, which I assume is done the same way. So when we go to create the window, we'll go new frame window. We'll go to create the window. Before we create it, we'll go set the sizes of it. So we'll go and we'll want a let's have a vector to let's have a vector 2. Let's go and have a vector 2 and go like float x float y, and then let's go so we'll have a float x and a float y, and we'll set x equal to underscore x and y equal to underscore y, like that. And there you go. That handles vectors at least for us. So we expect a vector 2. Vector 2. Size, and then we'll pass through size dot x and size dot y. And call that. As for the position, that's a good question. I assume there's something like this too. Set next window plus right here. So maybe we should go vector 2 and then pass through. I assume it takes an back, yeah. 2 the x and the y, and that's it. So these are the 3 parameters that we class. Go back here, go scroll down now. Where do we have the place what handles this? Go. We can close this main. Alright. So now we need a vector. We should probably define these as we're not planning on changing them. So let's go actually. Okay. Vector 2. Zero, 0. And another vector 2. 0. Actually, this decides to go like let's see, 250 by 100, something like that. And technically, we can do it with the color as well, but yeah, in theory, we would want this to be separate so we can always modify them, because each time we change this, if we were to have this outside, we could always just reference this variable and set it so before we render the window, and technically that way we could change the size, the position and size of the window each frame. So changing the size and position of windows shouldn't be a huge concern. And modifying what's part of a window, we can do this between here, but still this should give us a window that's positioned at 0, 0, and this, yeah, there you go, you can see a cubic window. This allows you to resize it, but again, you can drag it around and stuff. However, the problem is that this sets the position and size. So there's the slight problem of that. You should only need to do this once. And I don't know an easy way to get around that. Right. Well, it seems to require some stupid ini file for that. Oh, it quitted actually. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, here we go. We can see the window actually. Yeah. So I assume that we can modify this ini file to our liking. Then is it possible to pass through any flags? Doesn't look like this. That's slightly annoying. There's the ImGUI condition, so we could go. Or actually, maybe like more like this, right there. Once possession makes more sense, I think. Then we can just go. Flags is equal to this. What? How can it be equal to none though? It. I don't care more about it. So, it seems like we might need to pass everything else through first as well. Yeah, we can just pass through the default stuff. Come on, there. Let's do this. So this should allow for it to be resized now. What? Alright, now it's just frozen. That is something. Alright. But it does not work. The ImGUI does not work. Oh, there's an option for setting windows, I guess. Once. Wait, does this need to be passed through the, oh, we need to pass... Yeah, we need to pass them through the, not here, but the other one. This just creates the window once. Let's see, there we go. Here we go. That should work. And indeed it does. Now we can resize and reposition it with no problems. So nice. Okay, at least we figured that out. So I assumed that we would have some flags too. So like I don't know what. So like these are called what? I guess we could call them. We could make an enum or something like that that could contain like these, like an ImGUI condition that could contain these, but yeah. So let's go, I don't know, create like window conditions or something like that. If you create like enums, and then just go have them all be ImGUI related. So ImGUI enums. I haven't done much research on this specific, so yeah. In this case, we got a right. We want to have some values. So we get the one chords. And I assume there's some variable that we need to access to actually change them. Oh yeah, okay. So we'll start with the you set them equal to something. No. You can also define that stuff out. Like this is how you have to do stuff here. So if we have, let's say, change once, then afterwards I guess we'll need to create like an enum that can handle them, or like something else. Like let's say that we create an enum and call them. Okay, just call it something like that. And then we go, we can make it part of the GUI stuff if we wanted to. the enum itself can stay out of it, but the actual one can. So this would technically allow us to define stuff, wouldn't it? Alright, we should keep it in here. But I assume this allows us to, I don't know, is there a way to change these? I assume there must be, right? Because I don't know how the enums work in here. Oh, they go based on numbers, I see. Okay. So in this case, we might want to just keep it to a list or something like that. That contains a bunch of different values. Couldn't make it a struct and then have a like default definer that defines them all. However, you could also just use an enum for this. Problem is that and this one just keeps the values for every fucking win count, so we can have like an int. But the problem is you need to define this somewhere, so it just doesn't seem like good code to me. But if we keep like, I don't know, an enum definition inside here somewhere. Enum and then we define it. What the fuck is this not working anymore? But it, what happened? Okay, I have no clue what the fuck happened, but let's just go, like, I don't know, like, okay, so I have no clue what it's talking about. These are not compiler errors. This isn't IntelliSense that's throwing these errors. It's not undefined. What do you mean? Anyways, we should now be able to access it from here, so we should be able to just go and like, I don't know, create like integers for this. Like go like, I don't know, oh, remove them all. This is valid code. So if I like print this or something like that, like if we go inside here, we go ImGUI, we go So I have to give it a name, right? Yeah. And we could also just like, that's the problem. It goes based on enums, and in this case, since we're not gonna have every single type of a struct could work here. That's the thing. We would allow us to define the values. So it's between using a class or struct for this. Probably would make the most sense. A struct would make sense, but a class would too. Like if we created like a struct, we would need a constructor. For the class, that would be unnecessary. So, but that would mean that we could instance it, but we don't need to instance a class like that. So, yeah. Anyways, I think we should first of all update the documentation, then we can think about what to do about that. It just contains a float x. Float underscore x, float underscore y. There's not really much stuff to write here, to be honest. I think most people know what X and Y is, so in reality writing something here would make a lot of sense. But there is this. We do have a couple of new public static functions, right? Yeah, we got render now. Void GI. That's all it does. And then after this, we need a GUI window. I couldn't this because it's a class. So it just needs class GUI window. That's all it's all used for. So let's see, when it comes to it, it has 3 arguments. And this seems to be really good. First start off with chart name, which in this case would be that is important. Or in this case, I guess we could just say GUI window. I think that's it, really. Then there's of course also window, and which is the and that's it. I think that about marks the end. Okay, I've also had an idea to how we could deal with this. We could just have a couple of extra parameters that tells, hey, do you want it to be stationary or not? Do you want to be able to move it around? So do you want it to be like static, and do you want it to be resizable? So just a bool, call it like static. And then a bool, we use size bool, and we just need a couple of elements. In this case, I don't actually know if I spelled resizable correctly. Static length and resizable length. If why are we changing if should be this way around? We should first change the position, then size. So if static length, then go else go do something else, do something else. And then if we sizable when, then go else, go, and just copy this over. We don't need more at the moment, so this is just fine. And then if we wanted to not be, actually wait, no, then we want the opposite way. Actually, we actually wanted to not have this because we want it to be static, so you can I guess yeah, this should be fine. This is always just like static. It's resizable determines if it's resizable. So if it is static, that means that you can't modify the position. It automatically modifies it again. I guess technically it could just be static when in this case. So if it is a static, then yeah, and then we can get rid of the resizable. So the easiest way to check for this actually would be to just go and if static when is true, then that means that we want to be able to modify it. Else we want to go and grab this code right here. And the simple answer to other problems is just really quickly go copy this really quickly and go remove this as it is unnecessary. Then go grab this. And if you want it to be static, we'll just go pass through ImGUI underscore points. This will tell it to be static. And that's it. Back to here. I don't know if that is the correct way to spell that, but oh yeah, how the fuck do you do this? Resizing. Oh yeah, it's resized right there. Resized. That's all it does. Hey, go back. So that should make it unable to be resized. So if we don't want that to change, we can just set that to true. By default, it's probably just gonna have a value of false. Just set that there. Because I don't see why by default you would want to modify it. So yeah, and also over here when we go false. So now when we go modify it, it should be no declaration of what? Redefinition of default argument parameter 1. What do you mean? They're both titled the same though. There's no mistake though. I can copy this of redefinition of default. Okay, coming from look this up right here. Oh, we don't need to specify it in the definition, only in the declaration. There we go, great. So now we can determine if it's static or not. In this case it's not, but still if we wanted it to be static we could just do that. Alright, that's what this other one is too. This allows you to resize in all kinds of different ways, you know. And this just closes it. It's kind of cool that you can do that. But we've been live for like what, an hour now? Yeah, and we can easily just go true if we didn't want the person to resize or reposition it. Look at this. And now it's literally unsizable and everything. That's pretty cool. Anyways, so yeah. So that handles the window. Now, we probably want more attached to this window because pretty much everything should be inside of here. So yeah. But the main thing that I'm interested in doing now is to write a little thing that allows us to modify the all triangles color at some point, but mainly the background for the time being. So the way we would do this is that we would implement a slider. So let's see, a slider, a color picker too. Color edit free, so ImGUI color edit. Here we want to have so we want the color amount, or the amount of colors that we want to edit, really. And now, I don't know how many of these ImGUI has. ImGUI color edit. It has color edit 3 and 4. Okay, edit 3. Edit. Yeah, it has 2 of these, really. Set color edit options. So in this case, if just go copy and paste that here. What would the label be in this case? Oh, the text. And the label is here as also let's see what to do. In case we go just color that 4 equal to 4 label, and then afterwards else. Should color edit return an integer? I guess we could maybe return an int, so if everything else is. So yeah. What do you normally do in this case? This is. Oh wait, this is the wrong place we're defining it here. We're not meant to define it here. We're meant to define it over here. And then go turn -1. Yeah, and then we turn 0 if everything goes according. So I'm gonna go ahead and check it. Okay, it doesn't have include the video. So the color in this case I would assume would be what? The color. Oh, is that the ImGUI. So these are for the position and rotation, and this is for the color of it. Oh, that is for. I assume that is the amount that we want. Well, I mean, in this case, it only shows 3 though, that's the funny thing. It doesn't show 4, but in this case 3 should be enough. So let's just pass through a float for this, let's just go 0.0, 1.0, 1. And I think we have to go new float 3 for this to work. I know that we're defining a new one of these every time, but it's something. It's not good, but it'll do. You know. It's certainly slow to define a new one every time, but we will optimize it later on. It's not worth doing that right now. I don't even know half of what I'm writing, so yeah, but this shouldn't fear allow for color editing, so I should now just be able to go window.color edit and then pass through the in this case, if it says fall, we will pass through I would assume a for one in this case. For since it's asking for 4. But in this case we're just looking for 1 with 3. Technically, again, creating a new float over here is pretty slow, but it's something I figure out later. But anyways, for the time being, we should just mainly be concerned about the amount, which should be free, and then the label, which should be viewport color. And I think that's it. See how all this works. Okay, it launches and it has the viewport color. That is good. I can go in and I can edit it, and as you can see, it will not change. I assume it's because it's static. So what we can always go and do is go and ask if we want it to be static or not. So again, we can have a full static see, and this just determines if it's static. So let's wrap this around another if statement, shall we? Static see. If this is true, then we'll just go this else statement. I'm really gonna hate duplicating code right here, but if it is static, then we will need to do that. This fucking sucks, man. Else we fucking need to do this, man. I mean, this still does not look terrible. At least it's only once, you know. But what we can do is that we can pass through again. GUI underscore once, or yeah, this one. Again. This should only cause it to execute one time. And it is the declaration. This is the definition, so we need to specify that in the declaration is equal to false. That should make it work. Let's go back in here. Let's go this is part of the GUI window. These are by the way public. We should specify that they're public. And then we have a public GUI window. Color edit. This color edit should just take care of the color editing, and it takes in what arguments. These arguments, okay. GUI widgets to the window. Technically, you would need to have a static color edit, so I mean, why would you want a static color edit anyway? I guess there are certain times, like let's say it's read-only or something like that, you probably want it to be static in that case, so there might be certain cases where you do want the static color edit widget. Color edit widget. The window. In this case, once you have called I think most people would know that. Actually, in the color around space. I assume the fourth one, right? If we change it to a 4 really quickly, I mean I would assume that it would just add a I don't know what the difference is, Wally. But why the fuck is this possible to be modified, but this is not? Oh, jeez. Yeah, it does not work at the moment. Is it because the window is static? That might be why. If the window itself, if all of the components are static because the window is static, it's dumb. But yeah, because at the moment it should be false. But let's see. Oh wait, but yeah, it looks correct in this case. So it really should not be static at all. In this case, I don't actually know. The that's all it is. widget. Then finally full. That is important. Although it is a bit concerning that despite having set up everything, it still does not work. I assume it's because of the window, right? I assume that it inherits the static stuff in the window. So the default, by its default value, it should work, right? No? That is so fucking weird, man. So it's not something to do with the window, it seems. I just wanted to test something out really quickly. So once this gets called, it will go static. So you check if it's static. If it's static, then we just go do the normal thing like here. If it's not static, we go do this thing, which tells it to only set this once and never again. So yeah, but I assume that for color edit 3 there must be some other flags. Whereas here it's just like that. But right here it's the uniform. So yeah. So clearly it does not need to be static. If we set static to true, it should work. Then it must be the window that itself that's causing it to be static or something. Yeah, see, now it's 4. It updated to 4. It just determines if it's dealing with a RGBA. RGB or RGBA. That's all. That's all this determines. In fact, I should probably change the way to be the opposite way, like this window. Okay, this determines if edit should use RGB or RGBA. That is true. Well, since this is a it also has a return value. That's it. Yeah, it's not much really. So in this case, it could be the window that's broken actually. Wait, I want to see something. No, it's using 4 separate ones. It's kind of confusing. It looked correct to me, but let's see. If I set this to false, we'll get some other results. No, it's still bugged. Okay. It's a little confusing because it does not allow me to set it, even though it definitely should allow me to do so. Oh, wait. So I guess in theory we could do the double one. Well, instead of making it static, we could just have 2 separate boolean spots on draggable and then bool on sliceable instead of this. Oh, but this requires so many fucking if statements, so maybe we should just keep the static instead. But I'll keep this one in mind. I'll keep a link to it. Yeah. For when we get back to this. What opens everybody about it? Okay, so yeah, I guess for time that we figured this out on our own. I assume because we create them every frame that it causes some problems. So yeah. How I fix this is a good question. Like a float array values. Does it have to be like this? Yeah, this valid, and then we can just pass the default color values here. And it'll be completely valid. Although it does mean that this technically means that we can go based on the default color values alone. Meaning this is unnecessary now. We can get the length now. Undo. Instead of checking this, we can now just check the color values. We can get the size of to determine that. So if we have like a variable that's equal to this, size of DCV is equal to that. This should just be a dice, so that's fine. Instead, we can just check if it's so on this. I don't actually know what the size of is going to do, so let's see out the size of it, so we can determine what it is. Good. Since it passes through a pointer, it means that we can't just directly compare the size of, which makes this a lot harder actually. I guess we could use a list or some proper array here. Like we technically could just use a normal array for this. So if we go up here really quickly, go include array and just use normal arrays for this instead. Array float. We also need to specify the length here. Why? Why is this throwing in there? Okay, well, we could also just use a vector, you know. or list or literally anything. It doesn't matter that much what we use in this case. Luckily, it doesn't matter whatever we use, really. So yeah, we can check the length of this. So dot size or something like that. In this case, we can just check the size of that variable. Although in this case, we would probably still prefer size instead, and just go default color values to size or something like that. Right now we just go dot size to check. Actually, we don't even need to do that. We can just go compat. If it's free, we go do that. And here we just go dot. Can we just use it normally like this? No, we gotta go. Look, the alternative is just to trust the person who's making this and just use the normal floats for this. And just use the float. And just trust that they know what the fuck they're doing. But how we know to use this is the question. I guess we'll need to keep the variable here. So instead of this, we'll just keep the color map. And just trust that they pass the correct amount through. I guess it doesn't care how long it is, but yeah. But it does add an extra parameter for this, so yeah. But it does add a bit more customability to this, which is always nice, I guess. What the fuck did I do? So yeah, this does mean that we need to now create a new array here. So go new float. In this case it's 4, so we need to do 4, and we can just go and 1.0f. There we go. That's it. So yeah. The problem with this tutorial is that, oh yeah, we create the window, but the problem is that we override its size every time. But in this case, we don't override anything. So in reality, it can't really be static. So why it's static is really the question that I'm wondering. Because in reality, it should not be able to be static. And yet it's still able to be static. But I do want to add any ImGUI color that flags. So in reality, this is unnecessary. I know we made a few changes to it, but yeah. Move this last parameter for that. And we're good. Oh wait, this should not be specified anymore. Oh my fucking god. I hate you more, right? I assume it might have something to do with this. But this shouldn't be a problem for the window itself. If it's static, it just means that it's only being modified once. If I remove these, will it fix it? No, it will not. Maybe open up all of that. I cannot believe I have to do this. What? I literally. Oh, it's blocking fucking. Now it's blocking Brave. Amazing. I also have to add a path to. I. Okay, fuck it. Let me just disable the fucking protection. Look. Fuck you, I don't care. Look, I don't think it's blocking Brave. I think it's generally blocking the website for no reason. Do I need to remove it? Yes. Just delete those. What have you done? Morvets, what the fuck have you done? I've put it on my allow list and you're still broken. Well, I guess ImGUI just does not like it. Uh, Well, it's like this tutorial, right? If you go look, it tells you to do this. So let's say we just go copy this as an example. Or go put it in here instead of this. Let's just create a new float. Or yes. Still no fucking signal. At this point, I'm starting to think that it's because I did not include the OpenGL free logo. .h. Problem is, including it causes issues with the thing itself. Suppose that if we let's include it now, we'll go .h, I think, and we include illustrate as error. But obviously I don't know what order to do this in. If you go look at this, this was not more than half a year ago. Didn't even tell me what order to put them in. This from 2 years ago. Well, the main problem is that if you change the size of the window, it will cause problems. And when you try to fix that, everything else stops working. I think to properly test this, we would need to go in and comment on these two. So there, let's just comment on these two. Let's try again. Yeah, for the time being, just don't care. I might replace the scripts. Okay, fuck it. Let's replace the scripts with some older ones. Where's the ImGUI? Get up. Instead of using the latest version, let's just use the one that does not include it, which would in this case be the one from like 2 years ago. I think the one that we're gonna be using would be let's see. This is not what I'm looking for. Come on, is there really nothing here? Oh, wait, do we need to do that? Do we need to put it inside of an if statement? Is that why? I mean, we can make it return whenever that value returns. So it's afterwards return. And this returns a begin. Cool. So, we cannot return here, but we can go. Should we just have a separate function for this? So the creation will not actually create the window, but it will set the. And we don't need a constructor for it. We can just use a void function for it. So we can create a new one, and then we can go in and create the actual window. That is always an option. So instead of going this, we can go begin. Sounds strange to do this, but begin. Then just go equal, and then just return whatever this returns. So the first step would be creating the window. So if I scroll down to here, we'll create the window, GUI window, and then afterwards we'll go GUI window dot problem is, like, that just does not make any sense, you know? So at this point, we gotta find a way around this. We should need to use all of this to do that. There has to be a better way of doing this, you know? But the alternative is to keep. But this seems like the only way to really do it. Like, I don't know how else you would do this. So instead, just go. And then go. And then instead, go GUI window dot. Okay. And then check if. Then go do something else. Oh, wait a minute. This is not meant to be used here. This is a window. We can't actually use it here. Wait a minute. Because if I set this to true now, watch, it will not work. Go and remove it. I'm about to just consider downgrading to fix this. As you can see, it just goes back to normal. And that honestly should not happen. It should not just go back to what it was before, because this guy, he can set it without it causing any problem. Look, he does it right here. No issues. You know, when I do it, it fucks up. Fuck. So like if we go through like here. So I assume I have to put it inside of here. Instead. Hey. And that will somehow make it work. It does not. I think it's the thing that's broken. GUI. So in this case, I think we're better off just downgrading to a new version, older version, just because it's easier to deal with. OpenGL. In this case, about what? How long? May 21. August 21. What? I don't know. May, July. Wait, these are from 2023. To go down to 2021. Next page. It's on the next page already now. June. This was when? August, so that's the next update. Yeah, okay. This is the version that I probably want to use. It does not have it. Does not have a weird backend. For some weird reason. It is outdated, but I can't do much about it. In reality, I have no clue why it's not working. But all I can tell you is that we are going to remove this. This should not be necessary. I'll keep this link around for the time being. For here, it's just simple as removing this. This is as simple as it needs to be. And yet it does not work. It never works. Oh, I forgot. And the window is completely fucked. So is this. So still no luck here. Okay, so if you pass through 4, it still works with the third one. That's good to know at least. So main problem at the moment is that it simply does not work, and I think it's because of that. So let me go in and remove all of these really quickly, just all of them. I might downgrade to an older version. Either way, I don't think much has really changed. I mean, there's been some noticeable improvements, of course, but well, I don't think there's been any huge changes. We can delete this too. There should be no reference of ImGUI left. Delete. So all of these, with the exception of the license and the demo, everything else go put in there. For backends, it's the same thing. OpenGL. Why does this one come with the loader as well? Really, I have to downgrade to the version before that. So this is 2022, of course. I have to scroll in further back. This is about 2021. 21 August. That must be when that was released. I'm gonna use this one should be fine. It's at the end of this page, but it should be the one that we should use. This one does not contain the loader. It's way older, but I couldn't get the loader to work properly. I assume that is what's causing the problem anyways. But of course I don't actually know, I'm just testing stuff right now. I don't know what else would be causing the issue, but again, if I'm using a really new version, that things might have changed, of course. Include here, go close, now go drag all of the header files into here. C++, this goes into the source directory and everything should be fine now. So, yeah. Break, there are some warnings. Wow. I mean, not much would have changed, right? So, yeah. I assume things would still be the same as before, but anyways. Promise that it still uses, this shouldn't change anything really. The backend now just uses its own loader, but we don't actually need to import that loader for this to work. It's just the backend uses that loader now. So we should be able to do it with the latest version. Should be no reason why we can't use the latest version for it. That's the thing. It's closed. See, it's so difficult to set this garbage up. It's not garbage, but still, it's just annoying. It's just very annoying. Let's go open up this one. Close, I don't care. Now this, the demo, but copy those. Go inside here, go into the GUI, go hit delete to all of this. So this is the new stuff, right? I think so. New stuff, backends. We need this. And now we're just gonna go in and import it into here. This is all of the C++ files. Header files. But it does not include the cubic.h. I'll never include that one. And that's it. That's all we need to include. Now it should just work. Oh shit, those builders. This is unnecessary. It just says this one. What is this? I don't know. exe main. Okay, it's instead the main exe somewhere. Wait, why is the main exe gone? Did it remove all of the source files? This one. Why? Can I rebuild it to see if it fixes? All I did was change a couple of things. Alright. 168. Okay. Nothing still works. So it uses its own loader, and it works alongside the glad loader, but it's still broken. Okay. So again, we import the necessary files. And yet it's still fucking broken. Fuck. Oh, I'm live now for about 2.5 hours. So why the fuck won't this work? Okay, what I'm gonna try to do now is click open the main. Is that instead of getting mad, I'm just gonna replace this code with a normal window. Let's see. ImGUI. Begin. Just with a normal window. It's just gonna be called A. We're gonna go in. Then once we're done, we're gonna call. That's all I'm gonna do. It's still broken. It does not work. What? What do you mean? Is it the current version that's bugged or something? Because this is not meant to happen. Do I need to try out the older fucking version? Doesn't look like there's any issues with it. But the problem is that I can't really figure out what I'm doing wrong exactly, because I'm just following some fucking guide. That was all of the fucking tutorials from like 5 years ago. So again, you got all of this stuff. Yeah, and then if we have a button and you click it, then something happens. Great. However, nothing else is working. So I can call this after new frame. First call new frame. As specified in the new frame, we need to do some stuff. We can actually do that. GUI go GUI actually it's cubic -10 ImGUI. It's important we call this function so we free up memory. Not that it really matters, but just that you know, it's nice that it's freed up. But it's still a problem and I have no idea why. First we rendered the triangle, then we rendered the GUI. Is it because we don't have one of these? Is that why? Why do we call check version? So we got us a function that maybe it's important. I don't know. I should probably have done this a while ago, but check version. Let's just add this and pretend this never happened. We do that here as well. New frame for the backend. New frame should be called. When we call new frame, we update GLFW. We update everything basically. When new frame is called, everything gets updated. But let's see. It doesn't even GHC, it's still not working. Just check version, check the version. I think that's primarily what it does, so yeah. But still, so at the moment I'm going crazy because of this. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So again, our main problem at the moment is that nothing fucking works. I've initialized it properly. This is a setup function. We initialize the background. We do that here as well. We initialize GLFW. We initialize OpenGL. I don't know what more to say. It's initialized pretty early on, so that shouldn't be problematic. It initializes it here. I provide them with the version that we use, and it still has problems. So yeah, I have no fucking clue what's wrong anymore. There's of course this right here. Maybe we should put this at the bottom before we swap the buffers, but after we've done anything else. But that just does not seem like that's going to suddenly fix the problem. Like, shouldn't we want to shouldn't that be part of like when we render it and everything? I don't know. Like if we go here, we want to import it. We want to go call all of this and then render. And then between these, we would need to do that. So again, we first call these three functions, then afterwards. Okay, so if I change a few things around, we set the viewport color after we've rendered everything. So we do the viewport color once we've rendered everything. So we probably want to render the viewport color first, then the triangle, then this. But if I go and let's say we but in this case it doesn't call, let's say they would do poll events first, but I don't think that would do anything different really, other than just changing the order it does them. I see nothing. It's almost like this fucking no work to begin with. Is this just a version specific bug? The only way to know is to try an older version. But the main problem is the main problem is that would take some time to copy and paste all, and I don't think it's gonna make a difference. But yeah, clearly it's able to draw just fine, so it has to be an issue with the ImGUI itself. I mean, I've even fucking replaced everything that I keep here. So this could simply just be a version specific bug, but I don't know. I haven't seen any issues with it. Maybe I should open up an issue on GitHub about it. So yeah, I'm a bit confused about what the different things do at this point. I don't understand anything anymore. It's just like, I'm generally wondering if this is an issue with this version now. But I don't think that should be a problem though. Like why wouldn't something like this be so obvious? I feel like it would, so I don't think that's the problem really. Again, the window works now, but these things still does not work. So yeah, the problem is like it wants you to place it in the main loop. That's the problem. That's why this shit fucking sucks, man. Because like I've done all of this. It's set to true over here. True. The version. Everything. I don't know what could be wrong anymore. Just fucking work. Is it that difficult? Who designed this fucking shit? I'm about to just use a different fucking GUI library. It's so much fucking easier, man. Yeah, see, you don't need to do it in any specific order. As long as you call these functions in the specific order that it says you should, it's fine. We can do the new frame up here and then render the triangle. But you don't need to do that, I don't think so. But we can try to put this down below or new frame. But I just don't think it would make any difference really. And then set the poll events to be at the top. But again, as I've said, I don't think it will make any difference. Whatever way that we do this. See, nothing. It's like, wow. I'm actually very confused by this. Like, I know why. It's because this float is being set. Wait. I have an idea. If we don't create a new float, but instead we go and use an existing float, like we create a new float for, and we call it float d is equal to this, and then we pass through d. I am a fucking idiot. Of course it's not gonna work if we create a new float every fucking frame. I am a fucking idiot. Well, hey, that's 2 hours of debugging wasted. I love fucking low-level programming, man. Anyways, we don't actually need... Anyways, now that we figured this out, we can actually go back and change a bunch of things. So everything that we spent the past like 2 hours doing was for nothing. I did think that was the reason at some point, but I was not sure. I thought it was something else. It turns out I'm just an idiot. Turns out all along I was just being a fucking idiot. And ironically, this works just fine now. I have no idea why, but I guess it's because I don't know. But modifying the window position seems to just work all right now. I have no idea what the fuck happened. Wow, that is something. Anyways, why is it that we handle the GUI? This should no longer be a ball. This should just be called GUI window. There we go. And main should just use the GUI window window is equal to GUI window cubic GUI window, and then afterwards we should pass through D. And then afterwards we need to pass through the yeah, but give me the parameters of it. What parameters does it have? So this should be this. Now it should have some proper parameters. So afterwards we have the of course. It's because we create a new vector every time. We need to use an existing one. Damn, I can't believe I'm that stupid actually. Can you believe that? Anyways, GUI window dot color edit. Let's go. Technically this is unnecessary, but we need to include it so we can continue. Actually, yeah, it's necessary. Viewport color. Just use default. I mean, the viewport color is fine. Would be a color edit of free, so we should figure pass three of these through. What we should call it though is a good color. Is a good question. So viewport. And then I guess check there must be some way of checking that. I assume color edit would be a yeah, it's an integer we can return. No, Q. Wouldn't color edit free. It's a bool that determines if we've interacted with it or not. So in theory, instead of worrying too much about this, couldn't we just store the state of the color edit? Or actually in this case we couldn't, but no, it would be nice if we could. But in this case, maybe we should just change it to bool and ignore this, because technically it doesn't really matter. If we pass through 3 or not, or 4 values, it'll automatically detect it anyways. And we could just create 2 separate functions for this, one with 3 and one with 4, and get around this entire problem, which would make it way shorter too. No need for all of this extra code right here. It could just be something that can return this, meaning it can be a one-liner now. Which would be preferable. And now we can just check if it has been interacted with or not. Color edit free. And this should be the new. And I assume that this would be the variable that we would want to change, right? I mean, we pass through a static. Oh, it's because they have the static keyword. It means that it does not change. It does not recreate a new one every time. It uses the same existing one, allowing us to just create one here without having to be too concerned about it. If we go static. And why didn't I think about that? Why didn't I think about that? That would make sure that this would fix itself. As for here, just create a couple of static vector that does not change unless we change it. So yeah, but in this case we should probably just go static vector 2. Technically we could just pass it from here. It's like static vector 2, but that probably won't work. Yeah. Instead it would probably just be easier to create it outside here, but I'm just going to create it here to test some stuff. 0.0f 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 comma vector 2 0.0f 0.0f. There you go. It does not work. Okay, I'm just going to do this manual. And this should not allow us to move the window because the shit. Did you forget to call n slash? Oh, I see. Yeah, we need to call GUI window dot j window and launch. Should be fine now. Oh, and look at this. Everything works perfectly. Isn't it just beautiful? And guess what? We can't move it around or anything due to this exact reason. Because we have set specific values here. But still, it's nice that it seems to at least work now. And now all we need to do to check this is go, hey, I do wonder if, and now it works, unsurprisingly. So instead of us changing the viewport color every time, can't we just check if this is true? And if it is, then go ahead and set it to the viewport color. In this case, since it uses a color, we would need to create a new one and pass these through. But that shouldn't be a problem. So Go delete this, move this here, and now instead we'll set it to we'll create a new color. Let's see. We would preferably want it to have a color 0. One. Two, and then 1.0. Actually, we just need this. This is valid code. And that's it. So this will handle that. And why is it white? Oh yeah, there we go. As you can see, it works. It also changed. No, it works. It's a bit glitchy. Also, the UI seems to randomly appear behind it, but I think the reason is that we're rendering the triangle first. Maybe if we render the triangle after the UI, it would work better. Maybe. Oh wait, no, that's because we're rendering as part of the new frame, that's why. But in reality, instead of doing this right here, we should probably just set the viewport, the color for the viewport. So go like this, and instead of going like this, we should have a separate color. So that color variable, we should modify it instead. Color. And since they have a color that's equal to, let's just say a 0, 0, 0 at first. Or 1.0, and then afterwards, instead of passing this through here, we'll just pass through color. Now when we go ahead and modify it, we'll just modify color for whatever the viewport color is set equal to. So we'll go color is equal to actually color dot red is equal to viewport color 0. Color dot green is equal to viewport color 1. Color dot blue is equal to viewport color 2, and that's it. So this is in reality the color of the viewport, and this should not interfere with anything. So in reality, if we just change the color right here instead, that's all we're doing. Meaning now if we go ahead and change it, you'll notice how no lag. For some reason the UI thing seems to go behind the screen. I can't. Oh no, that's because it disappears. But as you can see, I can't move it around, but that's because these are constantly being created. The easy solution would just be to make a couple of static ones that don't change, and then I don't know, I guess we could make some that it would be difficult though to put an exact finger on how to fix this, but my assumption is that at the moment, as I mentioned, there was the what was it called? The arguments that you could pass through the window. So as a argument, you could pass through ImGUI underscore once. You could pass these through here and only have them be set once. And now if we compile it and build it, we can move it around just how we want. And now it's also not overlapping with the triangle, so that's nice. Anyways, the default color should be set to whatever this is set to. So in this case it's set to black right now, but yeah, by default it should be equal to that. So viewport color should in reality be equal to color.red, color.green, and color.blue. Just so it looks more accurate. So now you can see how it's equal to this, and now when we change it, it changes. And the UI does not overlap or anything. Isn't this just so fucking cool, man? This took fucking 3 hours. 3 hours, guys. 3 fucking hours. Now, this is something to be fucking proud of, man. God damn. Now, to change, next up, we have done the GUI part of it, but next up, we need to start looking into shaders. So, this is a nice introduction into it, but next up, we need to start looking into EBOs and stuff. So, we have drawn this, but now we need to draw a square, and we need to start looking into other things too, and wireframes and so on. But that I'll wait till tomorrow, I think, because man, it's getting a bit late now. So yeah, I think it's time to wait till tomorrow. But this was a good 3-hour stream. I think I'll see you all next time when I'll be back writing more on this, when I'll be back working more on this engine. So yeah.